How do I know if I'm addicted to porn? Hi, my name is Ziad Ramadan, and I'm a sexual addiction and relationship coach and founder of StopPornAddictionNow.com. I've trained, coached, and interacted now with hundreds of men, both married and single, who have been addicted to pornography and other sexual compulsive behaviors. If you would like to get 20 of my best strategies and tips to stopping porn addiction now, please go to www.stoppornaddictionnow.com and enter your email address, and you can get all the 20 videos plus other trainings and tools. Now, based on my experience working with men that have been addicted to pornography, I've seen some patterns, and based off of that, I have some questions to ask for you. So I'm asking if you could be 100% honest with me right now. Have you ever used sex as a coping mechanism or a way to handle powerful emotions like fear or boredom or anxiety? Have you ever used porn as a way to feel powerful, wanted, or significant? Are your sexual behaviors more related to words like secretive, thrilling, shameful, rather than words like fun, exciting, intimate? Have you ever been worried that if your friends or your family member or your spouse found out about your behaviors so late at night that they would abandon you or that they would lose complete trust in you? Have you ever found yourself craving or wanting to access porn at the most inappropriate times of the day, such as that you're doing the groceries and you find yourself distracted and your mind is wandering and wanting porn? If you have a spouse and she knows about your pornography use, do you feel irritated or anger when she tells you need to stop your behavior? Do you keep using porn despite the negative consequences it had in your life? Do you find yourself getting lost in porn use, spending more time than intended, neglecting schoolwork, neglecting relationships, neglecting your work, getting lost, in your porn use? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then there's a high possibility that you are addicted to pornography. Now, sexual addiction is not defined by any sexual act, but it's more defined by the emotions that are surrounding these sexual behaviors. Now, I'm going to share with you two main traits that make someone that's watching porn a porn addict. The first one is the secrecy behind the behaviors. Secrecy and isolation are the defining characteristics of a porn addiction. I've had men that I've worked with complain to me about living a dual life, a public life where they appear to have everything in control, and a private life where their sexual behaviors are compartmentalized. So they find themselves wrapping up, lying, manipulating their behavior so they don't get caught, doing things like deleting their browser history, lying to their spouse about what they were doing or the time that they're spending, hiding credit card bills from their spouse or wife so that she doesn't find out. At the same time, the secrecy turns into rationalizations and self-lies to justify why they can use pornography and why it's not going to harm anybody else. Have you ever said things to yourself like, just a bunch of images and it's not going to really harm anybody else? The second characteristic that makes porn into an addictive behavior is a debilitating and toxic shame behind these actions. For a man who's addicted to porn and other sexual behaviors and wastes a whole bunch of time, money, energy, doing things like going to strip clubs, spending hours online in front of a computer, in front of porn, all these things, all these sexual behaviors that he does reinforce an inner toxic shame that's been there for a long time. And he keeps on acting out, and it builds up that shame stronger and stronger inside. And this very same toxic shame sabotages and ruins the most important things in this person's life, from the relationships, from achieving anything in life, to downright sabotaging the most important things in their life. So, two characteristics: shame and secrecy. If you find yourself hiding your behavior and going into isolation so you can access pornography, that's one thing. Number two, look at yourself after these behaviors. Do you feel immense guilt and shame after these behaviors? These are two characteristics that are very, very, very high probability that you do have a porn addiction. So there you go. Here's the answer to the question, how do I know if I'm addicted to porn? If you liked what you heard here, I'd like to give you access to 20 videos similar to these at StopPornAddictionNow.com, where I'll be sharing with you my best strategies and tips that I've given to clients that have worked with me that have struggled with sexual addiction. So go ahead, and I'll see you at StopPornAddictionNow.com. Now that's all for today, and we'll see you in the next video.